Bad news. A low-tier young lady dungeon streamer forgets to end her stream and beats up a fellow streamer. Turns out he was the strongest young Nuisance Streamer, and the video goes insanely viral and becomes legendary. Dragon Tanishi. Episode 1. The bottom-tier streaming young lady.
As usual. Neither my subscribers nor even my concurrent viewers are increasing.
The mutter echoed through the dim dungeon corridors. Complaining midstream really wasn't ideal. But it didn't matter, because right now there were 0 viewers watching the live stream. In other words, concurrent viewers 0.
With things like this, I'll never reach that person I admire.
She sighed for what felt like the 100th time at the merciless 0 displayed on her phone. Several decades had passed since dungeons, products of fantasy, suddenly appeared across the globe. There had been chaos at first, but that was long ago. With legal frameworks established, dungeon exploration had become a legitimate profession. Among the many streaming genres, dungeon streaming had risen to become one of the most popular. Occasionally, people died during these streams, drawing criticism. Yet the genre was never regulated, if anything. It was encouraged by the state. The number of explorers gaining mysterious powers by entering dungeons and the output of dungeon materials were directly tied to national strength. For governments eager to increase the explorer population, anything that inspired admiration for dungeons was welcome. Even before streamers existed, the same policy held. Numerous state-backed creative works about explorers were produced. Of course, the sudden appearance of dungeons also captivated creators independently. Amid that environment of celebrated masterpieces, Yamada Karin became obsessed with one particular anime. What especially ignited her heart was an elegant young lady character who gracefully and beautifully cut down monsters. That character had given lonely, hungry elementary school Karin the courage to look forward.
I want to be like her.
Driven by that thought, Karin first copied the speech patterns and fashion. Then she devoted herself to life-threatening dungeon conquests, trying to grow closer to the refined lady she admired. And one day, she discovered the existence of dungeon streamers, people who conquered dungeons through a screen and energized viewers' beings closest to the characters she had once admired.
This is it!
She believed it was her calling. She consulted friends, scraped together her allowance to buy equipment, and debuted as a streamer. But a year after opening her channel, reality hadn't turned out like manga or anime. As an explorer, she believed she had talent. After all, she was currently solo clearing the lower strata. Almost no 16-year-old high schooler could manage that. Yet inversely proportional to that talent, her streaming numbers were abysmal. Subscribers, 3. Average concurrent viewers, a magnificent 0. She was the lowest of the low and obscure nobody streamer. Her channel concept: elegant dungeon conquest. Like the character she admired, she would clear dungeons gracefully and beautifully. Accordingly, even in the lower strata, she took 0 hits. Not a single monster attack grazed her hair or clothes. She advanced through the dungeon elegantly, defeating monsters with poise. By her own assessment, it was impressive.
Oh, a viewer!
Her eyes widened. The 0 she had been staring at changed to 1.
My name is Yamada Karin, and I'm 16 this year. I'm currently solo clearing the lower strata most elegantly.
She would turn this viewer into a regular. She perfectly dodged every incoming monster attack and elegantly beat them to death. Then, a comment. The comment section finally moved for the first time that day. She needed a witty response. Another fake live video, huh? So you're reacting to comments? Must be one of those edited background types. If you're gonna fake it, at least do it better. Use a body cam instead of a rare floating camera perspective. Wasted my time again.
That's not true!
She shouted at the stream of exasperated comments. Some viewers sometimes doubt me, but this video is real. The camera was just a used one I happened to win in a raffle. Her words cut off. Concurrent viewers, 0. Nothing she said would reach anyone now. She slumped to the ground. Fake video. She'd seen those comments before. With advances in AI, high-precision fake footage had become easier to create. Some people passed off fabricated dungeon videos as live streams either to farm views or sabotage real streamers. Of course, careful viewers could usually tell, but few people bothered checking obscure streams. Especially one this deserted. She looked down at her frilly dress. Is it the outfit? A graceful dress modeled after the character she admired, but perhaps that very elegance so unsuited for dungeon conquest made people assume her streams were comedic fake videos. To avoid being identified, she wore different clothes in crowded upper and mid layers. This dress was only seen on camera, which probably increased suspicion. If she wanted more viewers, maybe she needed to reconsider the elegant concept.
No, that defeats the point.
She didn't want to be just any popular streamer. She wanted to fight elegantly and inspire others like the character she admired. Losing sight of that would defeat the purpose. Of course, she would adjust operations as needed and improve based on viewer demand, but the elegant young lady persona was her foundation. She couldn't abandon the dress, its most visible symbol. Besides, other dungeon streamers grew channels with cosplay gear. She could still improve her performance. Her talk skills there were things left to refine. It was too soon to throw away her core identity in despair.
Though I've already been at this a year and tried plenty of things.
She sighed heavily.
Maybe I'm just not suited for this.
She didn't intend to give up her dream, but with no results to show, doubt slipped out.
Well, I'll think about what to do next later. For now, I'm done for today. I'm getting hungry. Thank you everyone for watching. Ojou-Karin. Who am I even saying goodbye to?
Head drooping, she stared at the gloomy zero and muttered her lifeless sign-off.
How lazy. Is the stream even off? Whatever. No one's watching anyway.
She casually stuffed away her camera and phone. She had gotten sloppy before when annoyed at zero viewers, but it had always been fine. Killing approaching monsters to vent her frustration, she started heading back. It was when she reached an area near the mid-layer.
All right, I'm lighting it up now. To all you haters saying I don't have the guts, watch this.
A voice drifted from the dungeon's dimness zone that practically radiated a smirk. Episode 2, The Dropkick Young Lady. The man was still some distance away from Karin, muttering toward the dungeon's sturdy wall.
Huh? Causing trouble for other adventurers? Who do you think I am? I'm Kagaru Saiga, the man who solo cleared the lower strata at 24. Any monsters that spawn, I'll one-shot them all. Unlike you losers, I actually think about cleanup. And if you dive into the lower strata without preparing for irregularities like stampedes, that's just stupidity. Anyway, I'm about to blow up this dungeon wall.
His tone was mocking, openly derisive. But the muttering wasn't the real problem. It was the ignition source in his hand and the crimson stone illuminated by it.
What?
Even from a distance, Karin recognized it immediately. Blast Flame Stone. A rare dungeon mineral discovered a few years ago. With even a small ignition source, it produced overwhelming explosive power enough to obliterate giant monsters with hardened carapaces. However, it had one major flaw. The scent released upon detonation attracted massive numbers of monsters and drove them into a frenzy. The dungeon administration repeatedly warned against using it outside boss rooms. Even Karin, normally oblivious to current affairs, knew it was extremely dangerous. And it was about to be detonated in the lower strata.
What the hell do you think you're doing, you dumbass?
Whoa!
Doom!
She launched a dropkick at blinding speed.
Lighting a blast flame stone in the lower strata outside an emergency was practically terrorism. And on top of that, Karin was already on edge after her stream had been called fake, and her viewer count dropped to 0. With no time to spare before ignition, she closed the distance in an instant and kicked him without mercy.
What the hell is wrong with you? Setting off blast flame stone down here is dangerous. Do you even have a brain in that skull of yours?
Her refined young lady's speech completely collapsing. She grabbed the man by the collar after he dropped the stone and slammed into the wall.
You? What the? When did you? Attacking me out of nowhere. Do you know who I am?
Doesn't matter who you are.
Bam!
Yeah.
Sensing real danger, the man grabbed his weapon, entering full combat stance.
Still planning to resist?
Boom!
Gwah!
Her punch to his gut struck far faster than he could swing his weapon. He dropped it immediately. But Karin didn't stop.
Pulling something that's stupid. You're an adult, aren't you? Don't you feel sorry for the mother who gave birth to you?
Thud! Slap! Wham! Thud! Gut punch, double-handed slap, knee strike. For several relentless seconds, Karin's sermon and blows rained down on him.
无意识.
By the time she noticed, he was completely unconscious.
Perhaps I went a bit overboard.
She assessed him.
He should at least have emergency medicine. Wait, the one vial he had broke from my punch? Honestly, for an adult explorer, that's rather stingy.
Reading the shattered vial through the magical aura around him, Karin sighed.
Well, as an apology, I shall share a little from my own precious supply.
After retrieving the blast flame stone, she fed him a small amount of her emergency potion.
Still, I only meant to stop him. For him to faint so easily. If he's in the lower strata, he should withstand that much. He's awfully weak. Weak?
Now calm, Karin considered a possibility.
Wait, could he have wandered down here by accident, due to some irregularity, and become delirious?
The blood drained from her face.
Yes, Missy Piette. Even someone seeking controversy wouldn't do something that's stupid. And this area is close to the mid-layer. He must be lost from there. It was wrong of me to hit him so hard, even if he was about to detonate it.
Panicking, she administered the rest of her emergency potion to him, but it wasn't an instant heal, and he showed no signs of waking.
I've done it now!
Carrying the unconscious man, Karin rushed out of the dungeon. She asked the guards at the entrance to take care of him and frantically explained how she had beaten up a fellow streamer. Yet despite submitting the physical evidence, the blast flame stone her explanation was brushed off, and she faced no reprimand. Before she knew it, she was in an ambulance with the man. At the hospital, the doctor declared,
"Unbelievably healthy."
I heard someone was delirious. Why are you here?
Mind if we use you as a healthy 16-year-old sample?
I don't understand.
Tilting her head in confusion, she returned home without incident.
Though I don't really understand. If there's no punishment for beating up a fellow streamer, I suppose it wasn't a problem, right?
Eating her late dinner, she muttered softly.
At least it happened after I ended the stream. Even if it was unavoidable, that was a rather violent way to stop him. And I did lose my refined speech in places. It would have damaged my elegant image terribly.
Well, her concurrent viewers had been 0 anyway. It probably wouldn't have mattered.
All's well that ends well.
Exhausted from the day's events yet relieved, Karin fell asleep immediately upon returning home. But she had absolutely no idea what had happened. What was that delinquent young lady? The strongest young kangaroo got completely wrecked? Why was she in a dress in the lower strata? Is she insane? The man attempting to blow up the dungeon wall was the notorious nuisance streamer Kangaroo, and the camera he was wearing had miraculously survived. His channel, already pulling tens of thousands of live viewers due to the attempted blast flame stone detonation, had broadcast the entire incident. By the end, the concurrent viewers weren't just in the tens of thousands. Clipped videos immediately surpassed millions of views. And because Karin's own stream hadn't properly ended, her channel was quickly identified. The internet was in an uproar. Sleeping peacefully, Karin knew none of this. Episode 3, Bulletin Board Thread, Part 1. Bad news, Nuisance Streamer Jero Bastard, aka Kagaru, finally crosses the line.
That guy's insane. What did that puke do this time? Not did is about to do. He's live streaming right now, trying to blow up a lower level dungeon wall with a blast flame stone. Huh? Blast flame stone. That's the stuff with crazy firepower that also releases a scent that attracts and enrages monsters, right? Yep, the government's issued warnings about it. Isn't using it outside a boss room punishable? Nope. Right now, it's just an official warning. Probably doing it before the laws get updated. Even if there's barely anyone in the lower levels, that's still nuts. He's seriously unhinged. This has gotta be arrest-worthy, right? Nope. Like someone said above, it's not technically illegal yet. Morally, completely out. Classic example of legislation not keeping up with dungeon materials. Even if new materials don't pop up as often lately, Lawmaking still takes time. That puke's sly as hell about stuff like this. All his past outrage vids always had escape clauses built in. Plus, he's one of the strongest young explorers. Hardly anyone can stop him by force. And he's in Black Tiger. They advise the dungeon agency, have political pull, and are top tier in strength. He'll probably get off scot-free again. Stuff like this is why we're called a backwater dungeon country. The idiots subscribing to him are just as guilty, especially the ones throwing super chats to egg him on. What's wrong with them? Looks like he panicked since his subscriber count's been dropping lately. Still, he's the one most at fault. He's probably freaking out because Princess Hikari overtook him in subscribers at light speed. Way younger. Promising, beautiful streamer who explains beginner-friendly strategies. Zero chance he can compete. An adult man jealous of a high school girl. Seriously? He gets cocky when subs rise and goes nuclear when they drop. What are we supposed to do with that trash? In the end, the powerful get to do whatever they want. Makes me sick. Saving the stream footage as evidence just in case. That's about all we can do right now. Annoying that it still counts toward his view count, though. Breaking Kagero just got absolutely wrecked by a delinquent young lady who showed up out of nowhere. What does that even mean? Clips from his live stream are blowing up. Go watch. It's insane. I'm dying laughing, lol. I lost it at the "Don't you feel bad for your mother who went through pain to give birth to you" line. There's too much information to process. The clip view counts are insane. Wait, isn't this just another fake video? With AI these days, fakes are getting crazy good. Some even fake livestream formats. Fake vids usually have tells. They're easy to spot. There's fake detection tools. I checked. This one's real. I even tried multiple tools thinking the first one was broken. Kagero, supposedly one of the strongest young explorers, got beaten one-sidedly? Well, it was a surprise attack. Morning, Jiro. The excuses are pathetic. If you can land a surprise hit on a top-ranked explorer on edge inside a dungeon, you're already a monster. And it was only the first hit that was a surprise. He tried to fight back and still got wrecked. Hard to see because she moves so fast, but he drew his weapon. Lol. This is delicious. No way. If it's not fake, is it staged? I hate him too. But there's no way he'd get destroyed like that. Picking a fight with Black Tiger, a top domestic clan. Even if his channel's struggling, his pride's too big for staged humiliation like that. True. So that mysterious delinquent young lady is real? She's like a rabid dog. I'd believe she was a new monster species sooner. I mean, what she was saying was reasonable. It's just weird that she started with a supersonic dropkick and followed up with lethal slaps and body blows. Hold on. Her lecture was mostly right. But she also called him weak trash and said some pretty unhinged stuff. She even thought he was just a lost explorer, lol. Why is she wearing a frilly dress in a dungeon? For the record, this happened in the lower levels. What? The lower levels are for forming parties, not hosting tea parties. Shaken. Early on, elite military units in full gear got routed there. Wait, wasn't there a rumor years ago about a woman in a dress with a bat in the Shinjuku dungeon middle levels? A new urban legend? Forget rumors, who is she? Does she even exist? Hey, apparently someone found the delinquent young lady's streaming channel. She's a streamer? Natural-born young lady Karin Yamada's Elegant Dungeon Conquest. Here, URL. No way! Huh? High school girl? 16? Solo only. No one will believe me now that she's over 10K subs. But when I found her, she had like 3 subscribers. You're telling me a 16-year-old talent capable of beating Giro senseless was buried for over a year? This really is a backwater dungeon country. She's beating monsters without even letting them touch her dress? These past videos have to be fake, right? Right? Nope, they're legit. Second time saying this. Wow. Visibly disturbed. A physically abnormal person who believes she's a refined young lady. Yeah, she could definitely beat Garo to death. The way everyone's casually saying, "Beat Giro to death" is hilarious. Is she really independent? The dress makes her seem like a corporate-backed streamer. Thought so too. There are corporate cosplay streamer groups, so maybe she's planted by a major agency? It's too perfect otherwise. Nope. The idol-type streamers stick to upper levels. Even in cosplay, they use practical gear. No one's dumb enough to wear an actual dress. And again, she showed up in the hardcore lower levels. Told you, it's a new kind of apparition. By the way, neither her stream nor Giro's cut off, right? Both screens are black. Just audio, though. Sounds like she's carrying him while moving through the dungeon. Maybe the body cam's covered. We're almost at 1,000 posts. I'll make the next thread. Thanks. There are so many threads popping up. Don't forget to link it.
Episode 4, Bulletin Board Thread, Part 2. Natural Born, Delinquent Young Lady General Thread 3. Indeed a young lady. 122 Anonymous Passerby.
Threads everywhere are getting burned through way too fast, lol.
123 Anonymous Passerby.
With this many threads popping up, this speed is insane.
124 Anonymous Passerby.
Well, after footage that's shocking.
125 Anonymous Passerby.
By the way, Kagerou's streaming gear seems to have broken halfway through. It's only picking up audio.
126 Anonymous Passerby.
Honestly, it's a miracle it still works at all after that missile dropkick and those gut punches.
127 Anonymous Passerby.
Guess he uses pretty high-end equipment.
128 Anonymous Passerby.
Looks like the young lady forgot to end her stream too. She put the camera away, so it's audio only. Kagerou's cam might just be covered since she's carrying him.
129 Anonymous Passerby.
So she's escaping the dungeon while carrying Giro, even with just audio. Hearing her go, "I've done it now," every so often is hilarious.
130 Anonymous Passerby.
Isn't she talking to someone? Did Giro wake up?
131 Anonymous Passerby.
No, I think she's talking to the dungeon entrance guard. Hard to hear clearly, though.
132 Anonymous Passerby.
Wait, she's already out of the dungeon?
133 Anonymous Passerby.
That escape speed is ridiculous. What even is she?
134 Anonymous Passerby.
Isn't she carrying a full-grown man?
135 Anonymous Passerby.
Even considering Explorer's superhuman physical ability, this is...
136 Anonymous Passerby.
Theory. Giro weighs as much as Hello Kitty.
137 Anonymous Passerby.
That villain face weighing the same as 3 apples is killing me. Lol.
138 Anonymous Passerby.
Wait, she's honestly telling the guard everything that happened?
139 Anonymous Passerby.
The guard doesn't believe a single word. She's saying LOL.
140 Anonymous Passerby.
He thinks Giro saved her from some irregularity, and they knocked each other out or something. All.
141 Anonymous Passerby.
The guards know Giro would never do that. So lol. Do your job, www.
142 Anonymous Passerby.
Okay, if you had to choose, which would you believe? A girl in a dress beat Giro without a scratch and carried him up from the lower levels? Or Giro heroically saving a woman?
143 Anonymous Passerby.
You're right. My bad.
144 Anonymous Passerby.
Absolutely correct.
145 Anonymous Passerby.
At least you apologized. Respect.
146 Anonymous Passerby.
It's too funny that she's telling the truth and they think she's delirious from an irregularity.
147 Anonymous Passerby.
I mean, a woman in a dress, presumably the young lady, is seen running through the dungeon with a man in a lab coat, presumably Giro in her arms. The camera is shaky, but still captures the scene.
148 Anonymous Passerby.
Okay, I get it now. She's like a superhero or something.
149 Anonymous Passerby.
This is the best thread so far.
150 Anonymous Passerby.
I'm adding this to my favorites.
150 Anonymous Passerby.
The fact the guard didn't recognize the dress pretty much confirms she changes into it inside the dungeon. Even if she's not injured, she probably needs treatment for her head.
151 Anonymous Passerby.
True.
152 Anonymous Passerby.
It's honestly peak comedy that she told the truth and just got brushed off. The guard's handling her like a drunk passenger at a train station.
153 Anonymous Passerby.
No way the guard would ever imagine that the refined-looking girl in front of him actually beat Giro senseless.
155 Anonymous Passerby.
That guard's gonna check the internet later and lose his mind, lol.
156 Anonymous Passerby.
Oh, delinquent young lady just hit one trending on Twitter.
157 Anonymous Passerby.
For real?
158 Anonymous Passerby.
Hello.
159 Anonymous Passerby.
Jiro born from a mother who strained her nether regions at 5 is cheating. LOL.
160 Anonymous Passerby.
Make up your mind, did he come out the top or the bottom?
161 Anonymous Passerby.
The clip of Giro getting brutally lectured just hit 1 million views instantly. I'm dead.
162 Anonymous Passerby.
Even posting during prime time, that's way too fast. LOL.
163 Anonymous Passerby.
How hated is that guy? Seriously?
164 Anonymous Passerby.
Jiro died a million deaths. LOL.
165 Anonymous Passerby.
It's about to hit 2 million. LOL.
166 Anonymous Passerby.
Too many people like me rewatching and spreading Jiro's humiliation non-stop. LOL.
167 Anonymous Passerby.
I was laughing so much I forgot, but watching it calmly again, it's actually terrifying that Giro got beaten like that. Dead serious.
168 Anonymous Passerby.
Seriously, how was this monster of a young lady buried for so long?
169 Anonymous Passerby.
Maybe some major clan or agency was secretly suppressing her channel until today's dramatic debut. Conspiracy theory.
170 Anonymous Passerby.
Alright, let's see.
182 Anonymous Passerby.
I'm ridiculously excited.
183 Anonymous Passerby.
Might actually be motivated to work tomorrow.
184 Anonymous Passerby.
Same. First good night's sleep in a while. Thanks. Random delinquent young lady who just happened to pass through the dungeon.
Episode 5, Awakening and Going Viral.
I overslept completely.
The morning after she'd somehow been carted off to the hospital alongside that deranged blast flame stone guy and sent home with a clean bill of health, Karin Yamada shot upright in bed and scrambled to get ready.
Why didn't my alarm go off? Wait, my phone's powered off? I left it charging, so why? Oh, right, when I was carrying that delirious guy, my phone kept buzzing like crazy. So I went, now is not the time for this, and turned it off, and I guess I never turned it back on.
Yesterday, she'd panicked after beating up a fellow explorer, then somehow ended up undergoing all sorts of medical tests at the hospital. Completely drained, she'd eaten, bathed, and gone straight to sleep without touching her phone. As a result, it had remained powered off, leading directly to this morning's disaster.
How careless of me! Still, why was my phone so noisy yesterday? Probably just spam and dungeon gear advertisements.
Being a registered dungeon explorer meant she received promotional emails she couldn't block. Annoying, especially when she was broke and couldn't afford anything anyway, she thought idly as she powered on her phone while getting dressed.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, oh, oh. A call from Mafuyu? Why so early in the morning?
The ringtone started blaring the instant the phone powered on. Displayed on the screen was the name of Sasaki Mafuyu, her best friend and classmate since middle school.
Ordinarily, she might have ignored a call in a morning she'd overslept. But Mafuyu had supported her extensively when she decided to become a dungeon streamer. And this was the first time she'd ever called this early. Karin answered on speaker while continuing to get ready.
Hello? Oh, Karin, finally. You're in an incredible situation right now. I was so shocked, I couldn't wait until school to tell you. Congratulations.
What are you talking about?
Wait, your phone was off, so I figured as much. But you seriously don't know what's going on. You haven't checked the internet since yesterday?
Yes. A few things happened. I came home from the dungeon and went straight to sleep.
That explains it. I thought it was weird you hadn't called me about something this huge.
What is it?
You won't believe me if I explain it. Just check your phone's home screen first.
What on earth?
Grumbling inwardly that setting her young lady hairstyle already took time, Karin opened her home screen.
Huh?
She blinked, doubting her own eyes. 1,024 people, including XX, have newly followed you. 500 people, including XX, liked your post. 2,543 people, including XX, have newly followed you. 1,589 people, including XX, have newly followed you. Notification after notification flooded the screen numbers, still climbing in real time.
What? Mafuyu! Twitter's broken!
It's not broken. Check your account.
Mafuyu's tone was completely serious. With trembling fingers, Karin opened her streaming announcement, account previously boasting exactly 2 followers. Followers, 302,000.
What is this?
In short, your Righteous Smite performance yesterday went viral.
Huh?
Still reeling, Karin listened as Mafuyu calmly explained. The man Karin had beaten senseless wasn't a lost explorer. He was the infamous Nuisance Streamer Kagero. The entire altercation had been broadcast live through his camera, and clips of Karin preventing his reckless act were spreading worldwide to widespread praise. Worse still, Karin's own stream hadn't properly cut off, leading viewers to quickly identify her channel, making her an overnight sensation.
That's really true?
It's true. Check Twitter. You're #1 on trending right now.
No way!
It was true. Trending #1. Karin Yamada, 100,000 posts. Her own name sat glittering atop the morning's trend rankings alongside an absurd post count. Other related phrases trended too. Justice-serving young lady, one-punch Kagero, dress in the lower levels. The scale of the discussion was impossible to grasp. And then,
4,000,000 subscribers? What the hell do you think you're doing, you bastard? Don't you feel sorry for the mother who strained herself giving birth to you?
Pretty stingy for an adult explorer.
it was a short compilation of her least refined outbursts. The crude language she'd blurted in the heat of emergency was now spreading everywhere, paired with footage of Kagero getting utterly demolished. Similar clips all boasted hundreds of thousands of views overnight. Faced with this nightmare, Karin's scream echoed into the morning air.